Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all doing well, and if you are new here, welcome as well. This video very nearly didn't actually come together at all. It has been a really busy week of what feels like not much. So as you guys know, last weekend was the wedding of my husband's daughter. It was a beautiful, beautiful day, but yeah, 2 days before the wedding, after years and years and years and years and years of driving without incident, Tim had his very first dink in the car. So there's been like undertones of internal stress a little bit. The car is fine, Tim is absolutely fine. It was just 100% his fault. And basically driving through town, in this town, you know, like in London, you've got the Boris bikes, the e-scooters. This town also has e-scooters. So from what Tim was saying, again, 100% his fault. There was an e-scooter in the middle of the road. The driver of the e-scooter came off the e-scooter, and in front of Tim was a lorry. The lorry, you can imagine, had to slam those brakes on, and of course, Tim went into the back of the lorry, but he luckily didn't go into the back of the lorry. He just went into the back of the tail. It had like this tow bar tail thing, trailer, like a tow bar trailer on the back that Tim didn't see. So it took the front of the car, our car, it took the front of the car out. There's grill plates. The grill plates basically came out and the front bumper's hanging off. Nothing a bit of duct tape won't fix. Car still works, Tim's fine. Luckily for Tim, obviously if you go back into the back of a car, fully your fault. Fully 100%, no arguments, your fault. Unless you've got a dash cam and you can prove that they did it on purpose and slammed the brakes on for an insurance job. But anyway, that did not happen. Luckily, all of the damage was to our car. It's a huge lorry with a tow bar. There's no damage to like a solid metal tow bar. So they all got out, they pulled over, exchanged details, and then they like looked at their lorry and looked at our car and was like, we're good. We're good. We do not need to do that anymore. Like, we are not going through insurance. Our vehicle is 100% moi. I'm sorry about your car, basically. So that has just kind of like sent us down a bit of a, we need a new car. We need a new car. Not because Tim had a dink, but we've needed a new car for quite a few months now. Our car's computer is like, they can't fix it. It's falling apart. The sat-nav is ancient. We don't want to spend £300 on a new sat-nav for the car. Seats are all ripped. It's just battered. It is battered. And Tim no longer feels that he can drive to London in this car. So he's been getting the train now. The last week and a half he's been getting the train, and that is long and extortionate, like money. So yeah, the hunt is on for a new car, and you'll see that in this video. And what else has been happening? What else has been happening in the video? So yeah, guys, menopause brain. I don't know what's in today's video. I do. We've got some wedding. We've got a little bit of wedding. We've got garden updates, and I definitely need to talk about the garden. We'll definitely talk about the garden, I think, in the next video, and my expectations of what a garden was and what a garden would be, and how I just didn't know half the stuff. And what else? Yeah, car shopping. A little bit of everything, really. A little bit of everything. But I hope you enjoy the video. Everyone is fine. Tim is absolutely fine. It was a literal dink from a plastic car and a metal tow bar. But everyone's fine. Everything's fine. The car is still drivable, but just not to London. So yeah, hope you enjoy the video. And hopefully next week's will be a bit longer. And we might have a new car by then. But I'll bring you car shopping with us. Let's go.
This is as good a day as any. to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many when the old one's gone under the knife. And I can feel the sun on my skin, beginning to thaw from within. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today is a good day to live. This morning has a clearer light as any to see the horizon in the far. Excuses were 2 for a penny, but they've all gone out the window of this car. And when I feel the wind on my face, all that ever was is a wreck. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today, well, something's gotta give. Today is a good day. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today, well, something's gotta give. Today is a good day. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow.
It is 2 days after the wedding, and I have to say, me and George have just been on the sofa. Oh, look at him. You want tickles? You want tickles, Georgie? Okay, come on then. Let's give you tickles. Oh, let's give you those tickles. There you go. There you go. Oh. It is 2 days after the wedding, and we were wiped out. Like, wiped out. We literally slept through yesterday. Well, slept through. I say slept through. Like, we did nothing. My hair is in desperate need of a wash, but hey. So it's been a kind of crazy couple of days. So yesterday we literally just couldn't move. Like, my feet weren't talking to me from dancing. My voice was almost gone from just scream, shouting, singing. You know when they're playing like old school bangers, and I was just, oh. yeah, screaming top of my lungs. But this morning, actually last night, I messaged a group on Facebook. It's like a local house clearance place. And Tim and myself, even though we haven't yet really worked through the bookcases that were on this wall, we hadn't yet worked through them. We still had 3 shelves left to do, full of books and a few things. I messaged them and I just said, oh, you know, I see that you collect. Would these be of interest to you? And they immediately said, yes, please. And I said, okay, great. When can you come? And they were like, tomorrow morning. And I was like, I'm not going to be ready for you tomorrow morning, but okay. And I just said, okay, that's great, thank you. So it was like a crazy rush to get rid of the final 3 shelves. Now, in the last video, you would have seen I put one here. It has worked a dream, an absolute dream. Now look, they've gone. They have fully gone, and I am so happy. We're both so happy. We just feel like the space, it just looks so much bigger. Like as you walk in, it just looks so much bigger. This is what it looks like now. It honestly, I can't explain it. It has genuinely made the room look huge, absolutely huge. I've just put some washing out inside because, guys, it is freezing. Tell me why it has been 27 degrees, 26 degrees, 27 degrees. We've been laying in the sun all the way up to the wedding. We've had a solid month of sun, and then a week of really, really hot. And then for the day of the wedding, it plummeted. We lost 10 or 15 degrees, and the wedding itself was about 10 degrees. Overnight, 4 degrees. Since then, it has been freezing cold. Now the weather is meant to be getting back up again. So yeah, just for the wedding, it decided to be freezing. But that's all good. I'd rather be cool and a little bit chilly than overly hot and disgusting in your dress, you know? Anyway, so the most exciting thing that has come out of this, right? Bear in mind, when we moved in here, if you've been with me a while, hey, moved from Essex to Northamptonshire, if you are new here, 8 months ago. And when we moved, we didn't have a normal moving day, right? We viewed the house, we knew it was going to be empty, but we never made it up in time to see the house empty. That's why on the empty house tour, I got Tim's daughter to pick up the keys and do the empty house tour. Basically, we arranged amongst ourselves with the estate agent. I just said, look, we're in Essex. If they ring and say 2 o'clock, come get the keys, what if the M25 is closed? We could be looking at a 4, 5, 6 hour drive in the worst case scenario. On a normal drive, it's 2 hours. So I just said, look, to save any kind of drama, my partner's daughter's gonna come get the keys and she'll have the keys then, right? So then we could chill. Back in Essex, we were like, that's fine. Now, we were just packing up the rest of our things. And then we got a call from the removal men saying, we're here. We're in Kettering, can we move your stuff in? And we were still in Essex. And I was like, oh man, really? Not gonna get a chance to clean the house properly. Could have said no, but they were here. Tim's daughter was here with the keys. We asked her if she would oversee it, if it was okay, and she was like, absolutely yes. That was fine. So by the time we got here, the living room was packed with furniture. The garage was barely closable for stuff. So it was not ideal, but it all worked out in the end. To cut a long story short, it's something I'm not very good at doing. This wall was already bookshelves, right? So by the time we got here, our bookshelves had been put across this wall. I never ever wanted them here. They were meant to go up into Tim's office and be his office bookshelves. But little did we know, the previous owner had left his identical IKEA Billy bookcases. He'd left them all up in Tim's office. Bit gutted about that, to be honest. Which meant our Billy bookcases had to go on this wall. Now, this is not even interesting, guys, but I found it interesting. When we moved in, let me turn you around. When we moved in, there's this light switch, right? Yes, it's hidden now by this, but we can still access it. There's two switches here. 1, 2. right? This one turns on the light. This one does nothing. It, zero, zilch, never has. So when we got the electricians around here to do some work, I showed them the switch and I was like, what do you think? Any ideas? Now, bearing in mind when we viewed the house, they didn't have bookcases here. When we viewed the house, there was a huge mirror right here, hiding the actual electrical point. I'm not going to go near it because I don't know if it's live, even though the switch is off. Live wires covered in electrical tape. So like even then you can't even really see it, right? Because the electrical tape has been painted the same colour as the wall. So like they would have had this light removed and then had a huge mirror to these screws put in. So like obviously when we viewed the house, we just saw a beautiful mirror. Didn't occur to me that there would be anything behind it. And then when we moved in, bookcases were here, so we never saw it. And then of course the bookcases were taken away. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what is that tape? So I was literally like, what on earth is this? And then I saw this. Oh my gosh. I don't know if they're old electricals. I don't know if the previous owner had that taken off and put a mirror up, or if it was, they were here 30 years, right? So they didn't build the extension. I don't know. I know nothing. I don't know if it's a workable electrical, I don't know. I basically don't know. So I'm gonna keep it off here at all times, and then at some point we're gonna get an electrician round to find out if those wires are like legit, and can we put a light back on the wall? Do I want a light back on the wall? I'm not sure at this point, but we are clear. We are all clear in here now, which means I can now take the screws out of the wall that they had their mirror up on, fill the holes above the back door because they had a blind, fill all the holes. And actually this room, because it's the more modern extension, the walls are nice and smooth. The ceiling is patterned just like the ceiling in the other room. Now you would have seen me take this light down ages ago and use it in clay because it wasn't my cup of tea on the ceiling, but in clay it's quite pretty. Yeah, we're all clear to paint these walls. Now, as it stands, they haven't got any texture on them. I don't even know if they've got lining paper on them. I don't think they've got lining paper. I think they were just plastered and painted, and that makes me happy. So yeah, that is the next plan of action. What happened to all the stuff on the bookcases, I hear you ask? Well, guys, that's here. That is here. Building up, building up, building up. And oh my goodness me, yeah, there's a lot of stuff to go through. We've still got 3 boxes down here that are for donations, but still loads to sort out. In the meantime, we've got an electrical point. Now, standing back, what would you guys do? Would you, because I feel like this needs a mirror. This room needs a mirror, but I do feel like this room could do with the extra lighting. So I'm thinking, have this electrical point removed and have either one light here, and a mirror in the middle. I don't want a light right in the middle because where's the mirror gonna go? You can't have the mirror off center. So yeah, I see what they did and why they did it. And maybe they felt like because there was a window here, they didn't need additional light in here. But trust me, at night, this room is gloomy, like super gloomy. So I think some wall lights would be lovely. And then a mirror in the middle, and then nothing here. And then eventually, not today, not tomorrow, we'll have a nice new dining table with 6 chairs, which would be a total blessing. Anyway, excuse my laundry. Excuse my laundry. It's just so cold, guys. I can't put it out on the line. I just thought I'd wash all my things, and yeah. What I do need to do is go to the shed and get a screwdriver to get these screws out of the wall. George, come toilet. Good boy. So yeah, that's where we're going. Oh, it's so cold. That's where we're going now. I'm so annoyed as well because I turned the heating off and I thought I'd have the heating off then until September, but no, heating has gone back on. 4 degrees overnight. What on earth? Updates in the garden. Oh, so many pigeons. Updates in the garden. Our garden is alive. Alive. I will talk more about the garden because there's a lot that has shocked me. I've never had a garden like this and I've learned a lot. And yeah, let's have a look at Veronica and Veronica's two friends. So many of you gave me names for the cordyline and I still have not planted one. I know that's terrible, but this ground is rock hard. So let's have a look at the garden. First up, the hawthorn tree. Wow. Look at this tree. This is next door's tree. This is a hawthorn. When we moved in, it was completely bare in September, so we thought it was dead because trees aren't usually bare in September. At the moment, this tree is home to pigeons. Lots and lots of pigeons. Bit gutted about it, to be honest. The new bench is getting destroyed, so I think we'll just move that out of the way for now and deal with that. But guys, the Fatsia japonica is thriving. Here is Veronica, and I cannot tell you, like, it's already this much taller in just what, 3 weeks of planting, 4 weeks of planting. It is absolutely thriving. We have got so many, these are all new. So from what I've learned from my research, the new leaves are like bright green and the older leaves are darker green. And look how many brand new leaves have come through, and the size of these. This is like, this thing is growing, I want to say, like ½ an inch a day. That is how it feels. And we've got another load coming through from in here. Where else? We've got another couple of babies coming in from in here. Like, I cannot tell you how chuffed I am. This thing is thriving, absolutely thriving. The cordyline has also started to grow. I can just see it. The new little one that I bought from B&Q is also doing okay. And then we still have to plant this one. But at the moment, the soil is just rock hard and it's really, really hard. Right now, my garden is covered in this. The whole garden is covered in this. Do you guys remember a few videos back, my dad actually gave me a load of ferns. I think I filmed it. He gave me a whole thing of ferns for the garden, and I planted them out. Sorry, let me just grab a screwdriver. Okay, got my screwdriver. The ferns themselves, I think my dad gave me like 6 or 9. No, maybe, yeah, he gave me way more than I needed. I wanted 3 or 5. He gave me a lot more than that. I planted some of them across this back fence where there's never going to be direct sunlight, ever, because the garden is east facing. Obviously, the sun stays behind the fence. But I planted them and they just didn't look very well. They looked very limp. Didn't know if they'd survive, basically. I planted 3 along this back fence here. That fence, I don't know if you'll see out of the shed. I planted 3 along there, and then I planted another 2 by our garden bench. And then I mowed the lawn. Now, bear in mind, they weren't sticky uppy ferns. They were like, we are sick, we are collapsing, hanging over the, you know, hanging over the cliff of life type ferns. I mowed straight over the top of them without realizing I was mowing over the top of them because I couldn't see them. I literally took the heads off of every fern by that fence. Guys, nature is magnificent because they are not only back, they've not only survived the beheading, they are strong, they are straight up, like straight up, they are dramatic and glamorous, everything I wanted the ferns to be. Let's go check them out. I can't explain how excited I am. I can't explain it. Okay, let's go. Is fern number 1. She is beautiful. Now, I deadheaded this. I literally mowed over this. I cut it off from the top, and look at this thing thriving. And then over here, we've got one beautiful fern coming up here, and his sister is coming up here. Absolutely stunning. I just can't believe it. I can't believe I mowed straight over the heads, took the heads off, and now look at them. They are strong, guys. So strong. Is the brand new tree that my dad also got us and I planted. Thriving. Truly thriving. This was a brand new baby tree. This will grow very, very big. I'm so happy. This is a liquid amber, so by the time it grows super tall, these leaves are going to turn like orangey, purple, red, all of the autumnal. It is, oh, mwah. Other fern is thriving, absolutely thriving over in this tight spot. I genuinely did not think I'd see the day that these limp ferns that look like they were so struggling come through like this, and they are thriving. This is the lavender that I've recently planted. It's also thriving. This one is not. This lavender down here looks very, very poorly. I planted one either side of the bench. Doesn't appear to be doing much, doesn't appear to be growing. So I'm not sure what I did wrong there, or what, you know, is there a difference in these lavenders? They just don't, I don't know, they don't seem right. Whereas these ones are blooming and they're growing and they're much wider. The other fern, did it make it? Maybe I didn't plant another one. Yeah, can't see another fern. Actually, back into the shed, because what I do need, she says, as she looks around at the absolute chaos that she's put stuff on the shelf. Thought I knew where everything was. That'll do. I need just one of these for the filler for the wall, for the holes. I know, Georgie, I know. I mean, the rest of the garden is trash, to be honest, but we'll get there. We'll get there in the end. I don't even know. Yes, I can. Oh my gosh, that's not even in. Oh my gosh, that's not even in. Okay, this wall is quite crumbly. Let me see if the other one is the same. Oh no, that's solid. Gosh, how was their mirror hanging up on that? That was so crumbly. We knew exactly what we were looking for in a car that were absolutely non-negotiable. We wanted a SUV for one. We want the higher up car that we can kind of like get up into and not have to get down into. We're just getting on, guys. We're getting on. So we want an SUV. We're looking at either a Qashqai. I mean, I was excited here because it's my initials and it's definitely not my budget. But anyway, it was very, very pretty. We're looking at like Moccas or Qashqais, Grandlands or Crosslands, and the Ford range, you know, the Cougars and the Pumas. Fell in love with this one here, the Qashqai, but again, yeah, I'm very, guys, we're not fussy, I swear, but the number plates, like, it has to be a nice number plate. Do you know what I mean? Like, this number plate just read Exorcist. I know, Claire, it's so dramatic. I know. But yes, we knew we wanted petrol, manual, 6 gears, around 1.5, 1.6 engine size. And that was, I mean, that was pretty much it. Absolutely not to the electric. He literally said to us, would you be open to an electric car? Absolutely not. Go away. Thank you very much. We want to be able to get places, you know what I mean? So yeah, we knew exactly what we wanted, and we knew that when we saw the car and it fit all of the criteria, that it would absolutely be the car for us. But yeah, this honestly is so hard. When you know what you want, you've kind of like broken it down, you've narrowed it down into 3 or 4 cars. So basically we looked at these cars. We looked at the Vauxhall Grandland because that was the car I was dreaming about. We looked at the Nissan Qashqai, and we looked at this one, the Ford Kuga. We looked at multiple cars from the same brands, if that makes sense. And then we just sat in them all, had a play, had a feel for what they were, you know, like gave them all like comfort ratings and whether or not I could drive, because I am short, guys. Like, do I need to pull this chair all the way up onto the steering wheel to drive this car? And just how easy it was for both of us to drive. Now, the Grandland is the car I've been dreaming about. Like, this car, I can't even tell you the dreams I was having about this car. It is absolutely beautiful. The tech, like, it's just everything about the seats. You know, you can actually set the mode for the seat. So, like, there's all of these push buttons. You can get the seat exactly where you want the seat, and then you can store it. And then the second driver can then set the seat how they want the seat, and they become driver number 2. And then all you have to do is get in the car, press button number 1 or button number 2, and the seat will go to exactly where you like all this tech is mind blowing. But overall, we preferred the Ford Kuga over this car. So yes, stay tuned. We then went to a country pub for a drink. We are just back from the car showroom. We found the car. We absolutely love it. We're not very much, like, we won't go to every car showroom within a 10-mile radius to get a car. We are very much one and done. And obviously if we didn't see what we liked, we would have looked elsewhere. But we both fell in love with the Ford Kuga. Now, Tim took it on a test drive. He couldn't go main roads because it hasn't got tax at the moment. So they're not, you know, we're not legally allowed to drive without tax. So he went around, or they've got loads of private roads around the showroom. So he just took it for a spin around the showroom. He was really, really happy with it. And I think just the familiarity of a Ford. So we were thinking we'd get another Ford, but then we needed an SUV. We've got to this point where our car is so low and bending down to get in, me hitting my head all the time, Tim's leg, he's got a dodgy leg. Yeah, we need an SUV. We need a much higher up off the ground car, and the Ford Kuga was the only car that I have to lift my leg to get up into. I was like, oh my god, it's like getting on a bus. Whereas the Vauxhall Grandland and the Nissan Qashqai, both were beautiful cars. Like, the Grandland had, I'm not ready for the tech. It had so much tech, and I'm not ready for it. I'm not even that happy that the Ford Kuga that we're hopefully going to get has got a push button start. Every single car now has got, my sister's had this for like years. My sister's had a car where it's a card. It's an actual key card with a button on it. You don't have to put the key in, turn it, none of that anymore. And obviously all my friends have got the same technology. You just press the button to start the car, and we're just not used to that tech. We are not used to it. So when he said, I said, give us the keys. He said, do you want to sit in it, see how you feel, and then take it for a test drive? I immediately took the key and went to put it in the ignition. I was like, where's the hole? He's like, oh no, it's push button. And straight away I was like, oh, for God's sakes, how long before that breaks, right? My brain always says, like, all this new fandangled technology, it's like when all the banks go down, like what happened in Spain and Portugal, right? No one could get any money. No one could do anything because everything is so technology reliant. And I was like, well, what happens when that button doesn't work anymore? Can't start the car. And he was like, it won't break, it won't break. Yeah. But sadly, if we want the spec of car that we want and the age of car that we want, they are all push button. That is definitely something we are gonna need to get used to. So yeah, basically now we are gonna speak to them on Monday. They've held the car for us. Decision was made. We basically sat down then to do obviously the finance application, and sadly, he, instead of putting Tim's surname as his surname, he put Tim's middle name as his surname. So of course this has sent everything into a bit of a frenzy, because, you know, they don't recognise this person with this date of birth at this address. So yeah, sadly now we have to wait a couple days until Monday, because, you know, it's the weekend and everything's going to be closed. So yeah, never mind. Hopefully, fingers crossed, they'll tell us that everything is fine on Monday and that we can go and get the car in a few days. They have to do an MOT on it, and it is currently not taxed. So once they've run the MOT and everything is absolutely fine, and whatever the MOT shows up, they will fix it. There's also 2 scratches on the car that they will mend. And once that's done and the car has been given a good clean, because boy oh boy, the cars there were filthy, like beautiful. Some were literally like brand new cars, but because of where the shop is, it's literally in the middle of like 2 major motorways. The cars were just filthy. So yes, hopefully Monday will be good news. But it was frustrating, such a first world frustration. I know, I'm aware. But you know, if he hadn't have just made that spelling error, we would have sat there. 10 minutes later, the finance agreement would have come through, we would have signed it, and we would have known exactly fully 100% that we've got the car. But that's how things go. But I'm so excited because it's so pretty. It's so pretty. And it's so just, yeah, there's nothing falling off of it. So that's exciting. Yeah, watch this space. I will definitely be bringing you with me next Sunday, because hopefully we'll have the car by then, if the finance agreement is agreed. Who knows, we might not be able to get the credit, and then we'll be stuck with this car for a while, which is also okay, just has a hole in the front of it.